Which one of these 10 businesses deserve a $100,000 boost? You get to help decide. On Your Daily Detroit, we're talking to the 10 semifinalists of the Hatch Detroit contest. Since 2011, Hatch has been helping get brick and mortar businesses started in the city of Detroit, Highland Park, and Hamtramck. There's been a bunch of notable winners, many still open today. Sister Pie, 27th Letter Books, Baobab Fair, La Feria, and more. Not to mention those who didn't win, but still got logistical support. This is a project that's now managed by TechTown and funded by Comerica Bank. I'm Jer Stays, and welcome back from the weekend. This is Your Daily Detroit, sharing what to know and where to go in Southeast Michigan for Monday, April 15th, 2024. All 10 stop by the Daily Detroit studio, but before we get started, here's where you come in. I want to talk about this. Between now and April 18th at noon, you can vote for up to 4 semifinal businesses at hatchdetroit.com/vote. For the semifinal, you can vote up to 4 businesses every 24 hours. Your vote will be valid exactly 24 hours after your previous vote through the end of the top 10 public voting period. Once that's done and the votes are counted, there will be a hatch-off final on Thursday, May 9th, where we will know who gets the $100K. Well, I've talked enough. Let's get started. You will hear a ding-ding of the cue line in between each stop and each person. If you've got feedback, as always, dailydetroit@gmail.com. Joining me at the table, Tiffany Cartwright. She is the founder and CEO of Amarra Products, but the thing that people know her for is glam body scrubs. Tiffany, welcome to Daily Detroit.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Now, this is a rapid fire series of questions because of the special format of this episode. So I apologize if we don't go a little bit deeper than we normally do with these conversations. But what brought you to do glam body scrubs?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm super excited. Glam was actually developed in my kitchen. I never dreamed of launching a national skincare line. However, my daughter Taylor was born with eczema, and I was a mom that was just determined not to use any harsh chemicals or steroids on her skin. So instead, I literally got in my kitchen and I started mixing natural ingredients in an effort to help her eczema. And the good news is they actually worked. Years later, after losing my position as an administrative law judge here in Detroit due to budget cuts, I ended up losing everything. I lost my home, I lost my car, lost my benefits, the whole 9 yards, and ended up being the only person on the face of the earth that went from literally presiding over unemployment hearings to relying upon an unemployment check. I lost it all. And I am a person of deep faith, and but God, I ended up starting a business with those same formulations that I was mixing to treat my daughter's eczema, with an eye toward helping others who suffer from it and who have family members, nieces, nephews, grandchildren that could use a wonderful, natural, organic line of products. And that's how Glam was actually developed. Since then, we have pitched it, I was just saying earlier, to Shark Tank right here in Detroit, as well as to major big box retail stores. We're in Target stores nationwide. And we're super excited to have been featured in Forbes, Black Enterprise, Essence, Good Morning America, Chairman Hall Show, the whole 9 yards. So the journey has been absolutely amazing.
I bet. And you answered a couple of the questions that I was going to have, and I'm glad to see the success for something like this. So let's say you win Hatch Detroit. What is it that you were aiming to do with that money?
So I'm super excited for this opportunity because my brand, Glam, stands for Give Love to All Mankind. And that is based upon our commitment to helping underserved and underprivileged members of the community. I was born and raised in the city of Detroit, and our goal is to provide jobs, training, and mentorship to underserved and underprivileged members of the community, and especially to women who have been victims of domestic violence, human trafficking, and also to women who are returning citizens. I know from having worked in the legal profession how hard it is for someone to get a new lease on life. And oftentimes when people are released, if you don't give them the tools that they need to be successful, then they have nothing to do but resort to whatever it was that got them there in the first place. My goal is to stop that, to end that. We're looking to drop the crime rate, drop the unemployment rate, drop that recidivism rate. And in order to do that, you have to not just talk about jobs, but you have to be about being a job creator.
Well, I know that from my personal career that you can really change someone's station in life with a job. And if you want to break that cycle, you got to give people the opportunity to do it.
Got to give people the opportunity. And that's my why. And that's why this is so important to me. Our building is in Rosedale Park, right on the northwest side of Detroit, across from the Grandmont Rosedale Community Center. It's a vibing, thriving area. And I am honored to have the opportunity to get in there so that we can get people back to work and provide those jobs, training, and mentorship for the community.
And if people want to know more about what you do, where can they go?
Absolutely. So I'm on Instagram Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's Glam Body Scrubs. Our website, www.glambodyscrubs.co. And we're also in Target stores nationwide and on Target.com.
Joining me here in Tech Town, Chantel Jones. Her project is Estella's Vegan Dessert Boutique. Welcome to Daily Detroit.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. Okay. What got you into wanting to do a vegan dessert boutique? Because I can think of many listeners who'd be very interested in something like this.
I went vegan for health reasons. And once I decided to go vegan, I had to change my eating and finding different foods that I wanted to enjoy, but had to make them in a unique way. So I got in the kitchen, started cooking, started baking, got into doing pop-ups, cooking classes, things like that. But one thing that I noticed in the city of Detroit that you could not find was an all-vegan bakery. You go to New York, California, Texas, all these major cities, why not Detroit? So in 2020, I decided to change that. I opened up a successful 9-month pop-up, testing out the concept, the idea, it blew up. And I said, I know I got something here. And so we've been, grinding every day, growing the brand, and now I'm ready to open up our permanent storefront.
That's awesome. How did you find Hatch Detroit?
I've applied to Hatch so many times. This is probably like my third round. But just going through different programs, resources, you kind of get into the ecosystem and people share with you, hey, apply for this. And so I did.
Persistence pays off,
It does.
So what would you do with the money if you're a winner?
Oh, it's for sure going into our brick and mortar. Finding our location. Preferably, I would like to buy, but I'm open to lease as well.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, where can people go if they want to learn more?
We are on all social media channels, Instagram at Estella's Cuisine, Facebook at Estella's Cuisine. We're also on Twitter. But yeah, we primarily communicate with our customers through social media.
And if someone's going to try your place, this is a bonus question. What should they try? What's the pièce de résistance?
Oh, we're definitely home of the vegan pound cake.
Okay.
So I'll always suggest pound cake. Lemon to be more specific.
Joining me at the table, Harry Richmond, his project, Harry Rich Clothier. Welcome to Daily Detroit.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So far, you're among the most well-dressed, as you should be, of the entrants here. What brought you into being into fashion and especially this kind of fit fashion?
It comes from just my upbringing in general. My dad is into clothing. I spent a lot of time growing up shopping with my sisters. I have 5 sisters, so did most of my shopping with them. That's what they love to do. I think that was kind of my entry into fashion. From there, I got into some modeling in my early adult ages, sparked some more interest into fashion, had some fashion ideas or designing ideas, decided to pick up a sewing machine one day and try it, and it brought me here.
Nice, nice. How have been things going so far with the business?
Amazing. Better than ever. It's growing every year. I decided to hop into the market of prom season, slowly going into more so of a wedding dresses and wedding seasons and suits and so on. But every year my business is growing, especially in the prom market. It's amazing.
Awesome. So what would you do if you ended up winning this money and support from Hatch Detroit?
When I win, I plan to...
I like the confidence.
Oh,
the
yeah,
swag
for sure.
is there.
You got to claim it. You got to own it. I plan to open up a storefront in my neighborhood in which I was born and raised, which is the Detroit New Center area. I plan to open up my first storefront, and offer off-the-rack garments. I plan to continue to do custom garments. I plan to do some suits and do a little more when it comes to my community. I know there wasn't a lot of opportunities when it came to fashion for the youth when I was growing up. So I plan to do that, offer a little more of that, just to let young guys know that it's okay. You can be a designer. You can sew. You can make dresses and do whatever it is you want to do. So I want to offer that to them as well.
Awesome. If people want to know more, where can they go?
They can go to my social media. My Instagram is Harry Rich Clothier. Harry, last name Rich, business name Clothier, Clothier.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you for having me.
Joining me at the table, Miriam Khan. Her project is Khana. You might have heard of it a few different places. Welcome to Daily Detroit.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
So with Khana, what are you looking to do with it?
So I finally reached the point. We are about 5.5 years into business. I'd like to open a brick and mortar in Detroit. This is my birthplace. It's the birthplace of Khana, and the community has responded well over the last few years. So we want to open a storefront.
And what is it that you do that you feel is really special or like resonates with customers?
So we have always offered a variety of things that appease a different type of crowd: halal meat, vegan, gluten-free options. But we're tapping into a market that really exists in Detroit but isn't catered to: South Asian, and deeper than that, Pakistani food. So it's often overshadowed by delicious Indian cuisine, but I really want to represent that halal Pakistani background merged with my identity as an American Detroiter and bringing that food to the forefront and providing it for the people of Detroit.
Very cool. So how did you come across the Hatch Detroit project?
I actually had a few friends that have mentioned it down the road for the last couple of years. It's been something that's been thrown around and in my orbit. And I finally looked into it because I decided this is the year that I'm committed to taking Khana all the way. And when I started looking, Hatch was something that I immediately went to because I had remembered it being brought up. And it just seems like the perfect way to get up and off the ground and have these resources that I could really use now.
Awesome. So what's going to be the big focus with what you do with the winnings if you win?
It's going to go 100% towards opening a brick and mortar. It's going to cover about half the cost because it takes so much to open a restaurant, but that is so helpful for what I want to do. So it's definitely just all going to go towards getting that spot, getting the build out that I need, having the materials that I need to start a business on the right foot.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Miriam, Khana, thank you so much for your time on Daily Detroit. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Joining me at the table, Heidi McCara. Her project is the Nada Dry Bar. Welcome to Daily Detroit.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, Nada Dry Bar, what is it?
Well, it is a non-alcoholic gathering space. So we wanted to have a community watering hole, if you will, that offers an alternative to a traditional bar, offering non-alcoholic mocktails, a variety of de-alcoholized wine, and ready-to-drink beers and seltzers. It is just like a bar in that we want to bring people together and offer them a place to have experience and communicate and bond without the pressure of having alcohol present.
Very interesting. You know, that is something that is definitely on the up nowadays and of more interest. What brought you into wanting to start something like this?
I have been touched by alcoholism in a variety of ways throughout my life. I'm raising 2 children who are the children of alcoholic, and I really wanted to offer them a different path and something that they could aspire to, that, you know, their future might not have to have and involve the binge drinking culture that I grew up with, and they might not have to have the same experiences that they've had, you know, up until this part of their life. So it really was for my kids.
Mm. So let's say you win Hatch Detroit. What's the plan for the money?
Well, the first plan for the money is finding a space and making it beautiful. I really want it to offer an inviting atmosphere. So that takes a lot of work, as you might imagine, finding a great spot in Detroit and the design of it and the branding of it, and then really getting out there and building the community. So there's a lot of people who are choosing not to drink or to drink less. So making Nada known to them, that'll take a little effort. So that's the plan.
Awesome. If people want to learn more, where can they go?
They can definitely find it online. It's just this idea and this business is in its very infancy. So it doesn't have too much yet, but it's growing. And so it will be available on social media. I encourage them to check it out and comment, because it is a building and thriving community. And sometimes if you are not drinking, you might feel a little isolated. So I encourage people to reach out and find you online.
Awesome. Well, Heidi, thank you so much for your time. And thank you for coming to Daily Detroit.
Thanks so much.
Joining me at the studio at Techtown, Lakeisha LeGrand, Natural Living by Design. Welcome to Daily Detroit.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, Jerry. I'm glad to be here.
I like all the energy. You brought friends too, but because of our short format, hi friends. Just, there we go. All right. And partners in this, but Lakeisha will focus on you because of time. So let's talk about Natural Living by Design. What is that?
Natural Living by Design, we are a certified 3 female family-owned supplier of health and wellness products. We're here today at the Hatch to represent our beautiful, magnificent Himalayan salt cake spa and float that's going to be handcrafted beautifully with authentic Himalayan salt from Pakistan, from the ceilings to the floors. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And we don't even have one here in Detroit, Jerry.
Really? Okay.
Really? There's 7 in Michigan, but there's none in the city of Detroit. We the 313. We need one right here.
So what brought you into this? What called you to do something like this?
Well, Jerry, how many people do you know that have a story of health challenges that have changed their quality of life? Well, my family has truly had their share of health challenges, from being healthy to active to bedridden and taking a lot of medication. And we know that is not natural living.
And so if you were to win Hatch Detroit, what's the plan?
When we win, Jerry, correct?
See, okay, there's the energy.
When we win, Jerry, when we
See,
win. Now,
I have to.
Am I in trouble? You said, Jerry. Win, baby.
It reminds me when I used to be a baseball umpire, and I have to be neutral here. It's my job. I have to be neutral. It's not that I don't love you all.
I understand, Jerry. I just understand, but you just didn't know exactly who you were sitting with. That's all.
I did not know. I did not know, Lakeisha. So when you win this, what is the plan for the money?
Jerry, we plan on using it for a build out. We plan on using it for the Himalayan salt cave, the hollow generator, because the cave actually helps people with respiratory issues and skin conditions. It's a really fantastic thing. And so things like that.
Okay, excellent. And if people want to know more about what you're doing, where can they go?
They can go to www.naturallivingbydesign.com. We're famous for our natural deodorant, Jerry. It's multifunctional and it's unisex, and it also eliminates foot odor. You can spray it on your arms, under the girls, the jewel area, the back door area, just a whole body deodorizer. Any side rolls, back rolls.
What about love handles?
And we in 20 stores.
Okay,
Yeah,
congratulations.
yeah. Thank you.
That is awesome. And if people want to know more, where can they go?
They can go to www.naturallivingbydesign.com. We're our supplier. However, we've built a large customer base, and so we do have online presence.
Sitting across the table from me, Laura Howard of Pique Earth. Welcome to Daily Detroit.
Hello, thank you.
So Pique Earth, what is that?
So Pique Earth is a mushroom cultivation company, and it's going to be a 1-acre farm on the east side of Detroit.
Okay.
So our mission is to make products for the good of Earth, ecosystems, and humanity.
Okay, so I've heard I'm a fun guy, but you're making fun guy.
Yeah, we're making fun, guys, sure.
What brought you into cultivating and having a passion for mushrooms?
So I've always had a passion. I think they're fantastic little creatures, and I say creatures because they do not belong in the plant kingdom. They do not belong in the animal kingdom. They have a kingdom all to themselves. The fascinating thing about mushrooms is they breathe like you and I. They inhale and exhale oxygen. They're not a plant at all. So they're really fascinating little creatures.
That is interesting. So what's the goal if you were to win the money and the support from Hatch Detroit?
So my goal is currently I receive funding from the Detroit Development Fund. They're funding the construction of a pole barn. So inside of the pole barn, we'll be doing indoor mushroom cultivation. But inside of that pole barn, we'll have a farm store where we'll sell fresh mushrooms. We'll sell our produce that we grow on the farm. We'll sell spices as well and herbs inside of the farm.
Just because I'm curious, where's that pole barn coming together?
The pole barn, I'm working with an architect now. We're probably looking at 2026 for the complete construction, and we'll start doing our planting of the farm. But the great thing about the farm is we're working with a permaculture specialist, and we're creating a program called Detroit Climate Smart Initiative, which we're designing that farm so it can survive climate change. So what seeds we use, what type of soil we use, how we water the plants, all of that we're going to have there. We're going to collect the data and share with other farmers, urban farmers in the area as well.
Fascinating. So if people want to know more, where can they go?
They can go to piqueearth.com. That's our website.
Awesome. Well, Laura Howard, thank you so much for your time and good luck.
Thank you.
Joining me at the table, Denisha Ragland. Her project is the Gentleman's Oasis. Welcome to Daily Detroit.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what is the Gentleman's Oasis? What's the idea?
It is a physical and mental wellness spa specifically for men. We cater to both the physical aspects and obviously the mental aspects for men's wellness overall.
Okay, excellent. And what brought you to be interested in this?
In the Hatch program specifically?
Well, in the idea of men's wellness.
Well, my background is in mental health. I've worked in the medical field for years. I've worked with the mental health facilities and such. And I understand that men have a need for these things. And so I wanted to be able to provide a solution to those needs, kind of fill that void.
Okay. So you go ahead and let's say you win the money and support from Hatch Detroit. What's the plan?
The plan is to obtain a brick and mortar. That is the one thing that is kind of has me at a standstill right now. So once I have that building, I'll be able to go ahead and move forward and provide these services to the community.
Okay, and so what will you be able to do in that brick and mortar?
I will be able to provide services with flotation therapy, dry sauna, mental health services, massage, reflexology, and aesthetics, as well as manicures and pedicures as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if people want to know more, where can they go?
They can go to thegentsoasis.com.
Okay, excellent. Denisha Ragland, thank you so much for your time on Daily Detroit. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Take care.
Joining me here on Burroughs Street, Ryan Flint. He's the managing partner of Unity Community Barbershop. Welcome to Daily Detroit.
Thank you for having me today.
All right. So what is the Unity Community Barbershop all about?
So Unity Community Barbershop will be Detroit's first LGBTQIA focused barbershop.
Okay. And what brought you into the project?
So my husband is the founder and the CEO. It all started with a conversation during a summer walk. We saw a barbershop for sale, and we were having a conversation about our experiences as a barbershop, as both queer men. And the barbershop is, a place where everyone goes. You can learn everything from sports to politics, just to, round the way gossip. But for members of the queer community, it can also be a toxic place. Sometimes a lot of people are afraid to speak up, to talk, a fear of being outed, if you're not outed into a community. So we figured, why not have a space where it's geared to those individuals and you can be yourself, open, proud, and free.
Well, a lot of people talk about the importance of the barbershop or barbershop talk, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's always inclusive for everyone.
Correct.
All right. So if you get the chance and get a shot and win this Hatch Detroit money and resources, what's the plan?
So the plan is we have a building in mind in the New Center area, the former Woodward Bar and Grill building. The Woodward Bar and Grill, if you're not familiar, used to be, before it burned down in 2022, one of Detroit's main gay LGBTQIA clubs in the neighborhood. But unfortunately, after the burn, they moved, they relocated, but the building's still there. So if we are fortunate enough to win this money, the start will be to renovate, purchase the building, and also the remainder used for marketing and advertisement.
All right. Well, that's just a few blocks away from here.
Yes, sir, it is.
So where can people go if they want to learn more?
If you want to learn more, you can find us at Unity Community Barbershop on Instagram, or you can shoot us email at info@communityunitybarbershop@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, Ryan Flint, thank you so much for your time on Daily
Thank
Detroit.
you so much.
Joining me across the table is Keith Walker of Roller Skate Detroit. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. So for people who don't know, what is Roller Skate Detroit?
Roller Skate Detroit is a place where we're building a safe, strong, and fitness community. We teach adults how to roller skate. Currently, getting back acclimated to actually roller skating, more so for the fitness side than it is trying to go have fun. We're actually taking them to the point of learning how to use their body again.
Okay. So what brought you into this corner of roller skating in the skate world?
It was a place that was needed. It was a lack of a place where adults could go and be adults and learn how to skate and just have a good time. We're in the fitness part of it. So again, a lot of places that we looked at were gyms, those kind of things like that, which were just really hardcore going, in there, weight, repetition.
And then there's the other side that I think about when I see the YouTube videos
Yes.
going around, which is fun. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong, but
it takes a while to get there.
Yeah.
And so what we usually do is we build you up to that point. So we get
really?
yes,
Okay.
we get you to where you can learn how to use your body, because most of it is once you look at it, you can see like, okay, this is weight shifting, this is this, that, and the other. But if you don't know how to do that, it's a long journey there. So we actually shortcut that for people.
oh, okay, fascinating. So let's say you get the opportunity to win the Hatch Detroit contest, the money, the resources. What is your plan?
Our plan is to go to the full scale. So we want to do more than just roller skating. We actually want to focus on actually healthy eating, healthy drinking. So again, adding that component to actually the roller skating. So when you go there, you have healthy options for food, things like that, dietary needs, as well as creating an arcade, a bowling area, and again, a food eatery. So again, people who don't go other places, who don't go to bars and casinos like that, they can come and have a good time as well. So it's a whole entertainment cluster that we're looking to go with.
So pretty big brick and mortar plans.
Yeah, pretty big brick and mortar plans. This will be the launching pad for that.
Okay. So if people want to know more, where can they go?
RollerskateDetroit.com.
Okay, excellent. Well, Keith Walker, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Remember, be heard, hatchdetroit.com/vote. Tomorrow's episode of the show is going to be a big one as General Motors is moving out of the RenCen and into the new Hudson's Tower in downtown Detroit. I'm headed to a press conference right after posting this episode, and Robin Runyon from Urbanized Detroit is planned to join me for a special podcast tomorrow. But for now, thank you so much for listening. Remember that you are somebody, and we'll see you around Detroit.